Okay team, we got our Vortex Viper red dot mounted on our Glock 17 Gen 5 MOS. Let's shoot it and see what we think. Okay guys, as always, we do safety check our guns beforehand, but you look inside the chamber, there's nothing there, no magazine in the mag well, so we are clear. Now, we do have 4 different adapter plates here that Glock has given us with this gun. And today we will be putting our Vortex Viper red dot on this gun. Okay team, so once you've read the directions and you figure out what plate that you need for your specific optic, the next step is to go ahead and remove the plate off of the gun. And the best way that I have found to do that is to go ahead and remove the slide from the gun and just go ahead and disassemble it. And that way you can kind of have it somewhat flat on the ground or flat on a floor plate. So we're going to take this tool that they gave us, go ahead and break these free and remove this, which they've got these on there pretty good. So I suggest you guys just take your time, have some patience when you're doing this. These screws are pretty small. So now one thing you'll notice too guys when you open this up is that there is a little bit of grease and whatnot, or oil right down in there. So I'll just take a paper towel, kind of wipe it clean. You can get some alcohol if you want and clean it up and wipe it up with that, but I have found that just wiping it clean works just fine. And I'll also wipe the bottom of my cover plate as well. The plate that I use to attach this to is the 01 plate here guys. So what you'll notice is that there are little cutouts, if you will, right here, and these little grooves line right up inside the same grooves on here with the slide. And you're just going to mount in there and it kind of helps lock that in. And then what you're going to do is take your screws that came with the gun and you are going to, and they've got some Loctite on them already guys. So I don't know if you want to add extra to it. I'm just going to leave it as it is. It came with some Loctite on there. Then I'm just gonna go ahead and screw those down in there. Make sure we got it down in there nice and good. Now it's easy with this little wrench to strip these out, so just be careful when you are doing that. Normally in normal conditions I would grab my other Torx screwdriver or Torx driver and do it with that, but being as the tool came with it and for video purposes, because other people may not have a set of Torx drivers, we'll go ahead and use this tool. And this is a long-winded, so just make sure that you get it nice and snug and down there. You don't want to tighten this so much that you strip that out, otherwise you probably won't get it back out. And we'll just snug that on there. Perfect. Now your next step is to take your optic and go ahead and set it right on there. And you notice that it will fit right down there, just like that. Okay guys, then we're going to take these other screws that we have here, go ahead and pop them down in there, and just kind of fasten it real quick to that. Same thing with this one. And those did come with some Loctite as well. We're going to go ahead and just snug those up. Now I'm not cranking this down too hard. It didn't really give any specifications on how much torque you're supposed to put on these, but I'm just going to make them kind of snug. So there you go. So far we got our Optic on there. Alright, so let's go ahead and drop our barrel back in here. Put our guide rod back in. Put there you go, guys. That's what it looks like so far. Alright, man, let's go out and shoot this thing. Okay guys, so we put about 200 rounds through this thing today, and we are shooting the Vortex Viper Red Dot. All in all, I gotta say I like it. It's easy to pick up. You can pick up that red dot pretty easy. It does have variable brightness settings and whatnot that you can do for it. It is aluminum housing, so it's pretty robust. You can rack the slide like that if you need to, or against a barrier or something. It's pretty well built, guys. I think it's a good optic, to be honest. So one thing I do want to point out is, even though you do have an optic on here, with these nice serrations that Glock put on, this optic is kind of small and compact. So you can still get over the top if you need to rack your slide the traditional way. Or with this MOS version, you can grip the front slide serrations and rack it that way. You can charge around in it pretty good, or still do your brass checks and whatnot, if that's what you choose to do. Okay team, so one thing that I mentioned earlier is how nice it is to be able to rack that slide with that optic, or use it for one-handed slide manipulations. You know, I can take it on my leg and I can rack that all the way back and rack around into it. I can do it on my holster, I can do it on a barricade, whatever it is. Having that bigger shelf there is a benefit for one-handed slide manipulations, and these things are mounted well enough and built well enough that I don't think it's going to harm it at all. So we'll quickly just go over some of the specs on this optic, guys. It does have fully multi-coated lenses. It is parallax free, so that way it's a lot easier to get your sight acquisition and whatnot on there. You don't have to sit there and focus it like you would a rifle scoper or anything. It is waterproof. It does have O-ring seals in there to help keep the moisture and debris and whatnot out of the optic. It is shockproof, and it does have a hard anodized finish. So unless you're constantly racking against barricades and something hard or metal, you know, that finish on here will last for quite a long time. And it has what they call a Armor Tech. This is a ultra hard scratch resistant coating that protects the exterior lenses from scratches and oil and dirt. So the lenses are pretty well built and pretty heavy duty. The battery life on this, they say, has a 14-hour auto shut feature on here, meaning after 14 hours with it not being used, and if you put this cover on there that it does come with, after 14 hours it will shut down by itself, so it won't just run and run and run. Now it says it has up to 150 hours of use at the very brightest setting, and it has up to 30,000 hours of use down at the very lowest setting. So I've been researching a little bit, and a lot of guys on about mid-range and whatnot, mid-brightness range I should say, is getting about 750 hours of use out of that little battery. So that's not too bad. Now, if we look at this dot, you'll notice here, guys, that this is our elevation adjustment here, and this is our windage adjustment right here. And our battery will go in right here and just slides in just like that, and then either the plate that you choose or the Picatinny rail mount that it comes with will seal that up, and the battery will stay in there when it is screwed or attached to this or the plates. Now the battery that we have here is, let's see if I can get it, a CR2932 battery. So, and I got a pack of these at Walmart a while back, so you can get a lot of these at a pretty good price. So operating this Optic is really easy, guys. So it doesn't matter which one of these buttons you pick, the up button or the down button, just by clicking one of them will turn it on. And if you press and hold the down button for 3 seconds, I believe it is, that turns it off. Now this has roughly 10 variations of brightness. The up button obviously increases the brightness of the red dot, and the down button will dim it down. So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and turn it on. So I'm going to press the down button, just turn it on, and there it goes. Now I'm going to press the down button a couple of times, and you can watch it dim down as we go down, and that is its lowest setting towards you can't even hardly see it. Now I'm going to move up to the up button, press it up, and you can tell that it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And that glare is just on the camera that you see, guys, that you don't really see that at all when you're actually out and shooting. So that's just a reflection off the camera lens. You actually have a really nice crisp round dot when shooting this gun. So even on the brightest levels, you don't get that glare like what you're seeing in this camera. So it's pretty simple, pretty easy to mount. This rail here, or this mount here, will mount on your AR-15, so you can use it on your rifle as well. So we're going to go ahead and press and hold the down button down for 3 seconds. And now our dot is off. So the Vortex Viper retails roughly right around the $225 to the $250 mark, guys. So all in all, I've probably got about 500 rounds or so through this, and I have to say that I really enjoy shooting the gun. I enjoyed shooting the Optic. I think this is going to be a great gun. I did make some upgrades, or put some upgrades on it since the last video that we did, but we'll be doing a separate video on that. But all in all, I have to say I have to give this Gen 5 Glock 17 MOS a good thumbs up. I really enjoy it. I'm really enjoying not having those finger grooves there as well. I think Glock did a great job when they built this gun. So that's going to wrap up our video for today. We will be posting updates on this. If anybody else has shot this gun or owns it, or even the 19 MOS and the Gen 5, leave a comment below and let us know what your experience has been. We want to thank everybody for watching our videos, and remember, take your kids out shooting.